Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Trevor with Maker Experiment, and today is a very exciting day, and I'm about to tell you why. So let's get into it. Today is very exciting for me because LogoJET sent me a brand new UV printer from their new Inspira line. This printer is the UVx45i. What I'm going to do is walk you through the process of receiving it, what comes with it, unboxing it, and then setting it up where it's going to go. So first, let's talk about the whole process of getting the machine here to my house. The way it works is my order went in with LogoJET, and then I got status updates pretty frequently along the way of where the machine was, when it was expected to get delivered, and if there was going to be any kind of delay, they let me know right away, which was really great. Once everything was shipped out, they let me know that as well with the tracking numbers. The machine itself was shipped with SAIA, and it was shipped freight. So it was delivered on a box truck that had a lift gate, and that lift gate was able to get it down and into my garage. One important note about shipping: if you do not have a forklift or a way to get the machine off of the truck yourself, you should request a lift gate to make sure that they have that ability and you don't have to worry about it. The machine does come on a pallet. You can see it right behind me. It's wrapped all in blue, and I'll go through all of that. The package is about 55 inches long, 44 inches wide, and I think 39 inches tall. So that gives you a rough idea of how large the shipment is going to be when it arrives at your location. And the other box has accessories, things like adhesion promoters, trays, and things that were ordered as well, in addition to the machine, and that stuff was shipped separately in a smaller box and not part of the full crated system. I'm going to start off with the box that came separately. So let's start off with that, and I will show you everything that's in it. Let's go ahead and open this up. This box is pretty heavy. I think it weighed maybe 30 pounds or so. So the first thing is just some paper. Okay, item number one. This is the rotary attachment that will allow you to do things like tumblers and cylindrical items. Item number two is a box that's not labeled, so we'll open that here in a minute. Item number three is the 3-in-1 printing tray. You can kind of see the outline of it where it has the golf ball sections. And then there is a sticky mat to hold items down. It is double-sided, so it will stick to the bed, and then you can stick your items to the mat. And then there's a list of everything that's in the box. So what I'm going to do is go through this line by line, make sure it all showed up, and walk you through it as we go. So in this box, we have a webcam. In order to be able to chat with tech support, they include that as part of it. This is the USB key for the printing software. We have some cleaning swabs, an Allen wrench. It looks like feeler gauges. There's a mini digital thermometer because you do have to keep the machine within a certain temperature range. Those specifications are on their website. There are some tubes in here, some alcohol wipes, and these kind of look like cleaning swabs. They look like a 4-inch by 4-inch square or so. Next we have the ink, the cyan, magenta, yellow, 2 whites. I also have a clear varnish, 2 of those, as well as the black ink. In total, there are 8 bags that came with this. So 1 for CMYK, 2 for white, and 2 for the clear varnish. Something important you need to know about ink when you are working with printers like this is the inks do have an expiration date. So you can see that it is a year from when it was made. It was made in October of 2024, so it expires in October of 2025. That is when they recommend you replace the ink if it is not run out by then. You can also see they have a little QR code in the corner, so if you do need to reorder it, you can scan that and it will take you straight to what you need to reorder. We have a UV bonding metal primer. We have a UV adhesion promoter. This is the LogoJET brand. This one's kind of my universal one that I use for almost everything. The metal one I will use, the other one I just showed, but the LogoJET one I use for pretty much everything else that needs that adhesion promotion. I also have a maintenance flush solution and a storage solution. So if you're going on vacation or something like that and you need to let the printer sit for a little while, you would end up using the storage solution. If you are doing cleaning and you need to just do some normal maintenance, that's when you would use the maintenance flush solution. But that is what's in box number 1. All right, as for the rotary attachments, I'll show you what that looks like here. So in the box, it's pretty well protected. You have some magnetic parts that go on it, some spare O-rings, as well as some hardware. And then there's an Allen wrench tool in here as well. When we actually get the machine up and running, you'll be able to see this all put together. But this is the rotary attachment. So this will slide onto the bed of the machine. And then these rollers are where the cup goes. And then the bed moves back and forth, which spins the rollers. This does not have a separate motor like most of the laser type rotaries have. This one will be controlled by how the bed moves back and forth. It will touch these rings, and then these rings are what spins the cup. And then as for the tray, this one is the 3-in-1 tray. They call this one the 3-in-1 tray because it will fit golf balls, ping pong balls, as well as poker chips. But if you have any kind of round object that is about the size or diameter of these holes, it will fit and you can print on those as well. Before I go on to the printer itself and what's in the crate, I do want to mention a few things about the stuff that I just unboxed, because not all of that is included when you buy a machine. Some of that is stuff that you have to buy that is extra. I am going to run through this list and tell you what the prices were. Keep in mind that these prices are based off it being ordered in October of 2024. So if you're ordering it further into the future, these prices may have changed. So do not take these prices as gospel. First one is the reusable mat. It is an 18 by 24 inch mat that is sticky on both sides. That one is a price of $438. You do not need to have this mat in order to use the machine. There is a vacuum table built into the machine, and you can use other things as well. This mat just helps you stick something into place and ensure that it does not move. So it's more of a convenience aspect and not a necessity. The next one is the rotary attachment. If you're going to be doing anything like tumblers, you're going to need this attachment if that is part of the product line you want to sell. And the rotary attachment for this machine was $3,000. At first, it may sound like a lot, but keep in mind that tumblers are one of the things that I think sell the most, and it's probably going to be one of the quickest things you pay off as an accessory. The flush solution and the storage solution are both $75 each. The adhesion promoter was $74.99. The metal adhesion promoter was $60. The RIP software for the machine is $500. And the 3-in-1 tray is $815. And I also have a 2-day training that is on site. That is $3,500. And I'll be making another video about the on-site training and the technician coming here for a couple of days. And that cost to get that on-site training really just covers their travel, their lodging while they're here, as well as their meals and their typical labor. So it's nothing out of the ordinary, but I don't want you to be surprised that there is a cost to have that on-site training if it's something that you would like to have. Next up, I'm going to unbox the machine itself. But this video would not be possible at all without the help of the sponsor of this video, LogoJET. LogoJET is a UV printer manufacturer. I've used one of their machines over the last year to create a lot of my products. What I like about UV printing is the fact that I can print directly onto a ton of materials that I use in all of my projects. And it's the perfect complement to having a laser. So if you're a laser owner and you're looking to add color to your products and be able to branch out and add new things, a UV printer will unlock a lot of opportunities. And being able to combine both into your products is going to be a game changer for your business. I will leave a link in the description below to their machine. You can go check them out at logojet.com, or you can go to the link in the description below that will take you straight to their website. But I want to give a huge shout out to them because without their partnership, I would not be able to create content like this for all of you and be able to show you what these machines can do. Before I uncrate it, this is what it looks like. It is completely wrapped. It has the name of the machine on the side. You can also see it right there. But it's wrapped all the way around to give it a nice protection against any kind of weather it may have encountered. It's got some straps holding the box down, and then it does come on that pallet. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these straps off and start taking this coating off, and then I'll show you what's inside the box. Now that I have the plastic coating off, we just lift this lid. There's some foam. If you don't intend to ever go anywhere, you can probably go ahead and get rid of the packaging. If you plan to move in the near future or in a year or two, I would recommend keeping all the foam and the boxes and everything else just in case, because packing it back up exactly like you uncrate it is the best way to ship it somewhere. So highly recommend you hold on to it if you need it. And then the box itself just lifts over the machine. Kind of looks like a little aluminum UFO. Let's start unwrapping that. This feels like one of those blind bags that you get as a kid where you don't know what's going to be inside of it, and it's sealed so well that they really don't give it away. It's kind of what this feels like right now. And for those of you that are wondering, there is a document that walks you through how to uncrate it. So just in case you're wondering, I am reading that as I'm going. I'm not just blindly taking things apart. This is definitely different than last time. I feel like I'm unwrapping a brisket. More foam. On the side, you'll see a case as well as a rail box. I'm gonna go ahead and take those off before I get to the rest of the machine. I'll also show you what's in there. Nice case to carry your walking around cash in. All right, this is the rail kit. If I open this up, so these are the metal rails that go onto the machine. This is also what enables you to use that 3-in-1 tray. So right now they're wrapped up pretty well, so I'm gonna leave them that way, but that is what they're for. And then next up, we have the fancy case. This one, if you open it, do I win $1 million? Do I win $1 million? No, I win supplies. And if you've ever watched Deal or No Deal, you get it. Come on. And in here is essentially the maintenance kit for your machine. So there's some cleaning, there's some tools, a screwdriver, there's the power cord to the machine, there's lamp filters, there's some other filters as well, there's syringes, there's a magnifier, there's grease, there's some foam in here, some dampers that are spares, looks like some safety glasses, some tubes, pretty much everything you're going to need in order to both run the machine as well as maintain the machine will be in this kit. I've also got the USB key to be able to operate the machine. There's an anti-stick brush, there's a ruler, as well as some clear film to do your nozzle checks on. And once the tech's on site and we're doing the installation, we can highlight some more of the importance of this kit. The part that I do like is they do have it all contained in this one case, so you can leave it right next to the machine and you won't lose anything. This is the back of the machine. That little cover is for the data plate for the machine. It has all the serial information. You can see that the tray passes through. If you go around the side, there are handles to pick it up. You will have to have 2 people to lift this. You are not going to be able to do it by yourself. And then over here is the front. It is the UVx45i. It is an 18-inch by 24-inch print area. You can see that this is the print bed that moves back and forth in the machine. And then there's some space on the left and the right that I will show you once it's set up on the stands and everything. But you have the control panel with the emergency stop and the vacuum table. And then this is the clear acrylic cover on the front. But that is the machine. I'm gonna leave that on until we move it just in case, because I gotta walk it through a doorway. And I wanna make sure that that stays protected as well as I can. If you want to see any of the details on the specific machine that I have, you can go to LogoJET's website, logojet.com, go to printers, go down to the Inspira series UVx45i and click there. And this will give you everything you want to know about this machine. There's a brochure, you can request a quote. You can also request a live demo, which I think is really cool. And you can also request a sample of something that they have made on the UV printer so you get a feel for the type of products that you can make. You will see that the MSRP on this machine is $34,995. And if you continue to scroll down, you'll see some of the details of the machine with anti-collision technology, the vacuum table, some of the products that you can actually create on this, as well as how it's a gravity-fed system and not a pump system, which is different than some of the other manufacturers out there. And then if you scroll down, it will actually walk you through some of the features on the machine itself. The big thing that I noticed from this machine versus my UVx40R Plus is this one has 2 UV lamp controls. The other one had 1. The other one also had more print heads than this one, but I'll walk through all of those differences later on. But this page will walk you through the details of this machine, what comes in that kit. So there's a detailed list of everything that's in that silver case and all of the specifications of the machine if that's something that you're interested in. And now we're at the point in the video where I have to phone a friend to help me pick this thing up because it does weigh 330 pounds. You will not be able to lift this by yourself. So make sure that you phone a friend, maybe 2 friends. It will make your life a lot easier. If you have any questions at all about this printer or this process, leave them in the comments below and I will do my best to answer everything that you would like to know. With the help of a couple of friends, I did get the machine up into the room that it is in. You can see that there's some stairs. It had to go through that door. I want to explain how we did that because if you need to do the same thing, I found some tricks that made it way easier that I want to share with you. First up, you saw how the machine came on a pallet. The first thing we did was lift that up onto the stand that it was going to go on. The next thing we did is we set up sawhorses on the back end of the machine and lined it up with the vertical parts of the machine that have the support. We then tipped or rolled the machine 90 degrees and set the back of it onto those sawhorses to make sure that we didn't hit the bed or anything else. Unfortunately, I didn't get to film any of this because we were just short on time. The next thing we did, which was the most important part, instead of trying to use brute force and just lift it by ourselves, we used appliance straps. So my friends were actually the ones that had the appliance straps. There were 2 of them. They put them on their shoulders, they ran the strap under the machine, and then I was the one that helped guide them through the doorway to make sure nothing got hit. The appliance straps made a huge difference. They lifted it with ease. We were able to put it into that room within 5 minutes. Once we were in the room, we then put it back onto the sawhorses, set up the stand where we wanted it to be, and then rolled it back up onto the stand. Overall, that was definitely the easiest way I've done this. Keep in mind that the machine does not have any ink or anything else inside of it when we were turning it, so it was the perfect time to do that. And the room that it's in is kind of small, but it's the only temperature controlled room within the shop space that I have. So let me walk you up there and I will show you where it is. All right, so behind me is the machine. You can see it's all set up. All I'm gonna do is take off this part and then probably the bubble wrap and get it ready for when the technician arrives, which will be a few days from now. But that's going to do it for this video. In the next one, I'm going to actually be working with the technician to set the machine up and get it ready to go. So make sure you stay tuned for that. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so that you know when I come out with new videos. Be sure to check on my Instagram @MakerExperiment where I share things along the way. But I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you in the next one.